Welcome to the Motordrome Speedway. The NASCAR Weekly Racing Series will be getting underway at 7:30 p.m. And before we do that, as always, we invite you to stand with us. If you are moving around the grounds, please pause during our opening ceremonies. We will at this time be having an invocation presented by the driver of the Advance Auto Parts Dare Chevrolet Monte Carlo number 51, Mr. John Messenger. So if you will please rise, gentlemen, remove your hats. This invocation will be directly followed by the playing of our national anthem. John?
Please bow your heads. Lord, we thank you for this great day, and we thank you for this great country that you give us. Please watch over each and every one of us and protect us always, and deliver us from all evils. Lord Jesus, in your holy and precious and loving name, we beg you, please. Amen.
Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
And ladies and gentlemen, how about a nice round of applause for Cub Scout Pack 99 from Mount Vernon, Pennsylvania, presenting the colors with us here this evening and participating in our opening ceremonies. Thank you all very much, Cub Scout Pack 99 of Mount Vernon, Pennsylvania, many of whom will be participating in our cardboard boxcar racers later on this evening at intermission. And now the question that we begin each and every Friday night with, ladies and gentlemen, are you ready to go NASCAR racing? 5 divisions about to take to the Motordrome Speedway. The first event on the agenda tonight will be the Top Dog Challenge Late Model Dash. The driver of car 51 is John Messenger from Clarksburg, West Virginia. Driver of car number 11 is Bobby Henry from Connellsville. Two-time and defending track champion driving car number 25 is Rick Miller from Dunbar. And Richard Mitchell, last week's winner, starting 4th in car 22. 4 laps the distance in the Top Dog Challenge Dash. Messenger in car 51 earns the pole starting position for the event by virtue of his 4th place finish in the feature event last week. He was out in front early, but here comes Bobby Henry in car 11 challenging for the top spot. At the official scoring line at the flag stand on the front straight, Bobby Henry is officially the leader of lap number 1 of 4. John Messenger, Mr. Consistency, falls into the 2nd spot. Then it's a pair of 6-time feature winners, Richard Mitchell in 22 and Rick Miller in 25. Miller, the 2-time and defending track champion, Richard Mitchell, a former 2-time champion as well in car 22. Those 2 drivers leading all other Napa NASCAR Super Late Model drivers in the win column. Meanwhile, up front, it's 4-time feature winner Bobby Henry, who takes the white flag indicating final lap. Lap 3 of 4 in the Top Dog Challenge, with Bobby Henry extending his lead over the battle for 2nd. Messenger and Mitchell, a pair of West Virginia drivers, a distant 2nd to Henry, but winning another Top Dog Challenge, it's Bobby Henry of Connellsville in car 11. This will be an 8-lap preliminary heat race for the Subway Street Stocks. Burbage and Hope lead them to the green flag. Burbage out to the early lead in car 77. He does have a heat race victory earlier this season. Behind him, it's Andrew Kostelnik in 57, door-to-door with Joe Hope in the 78 car. Kostelnik takes over that spot. He's had some good runs in recent weeks, but last week he dropped out of the feature event. Kostelnik takes over second, and look at the door-to-door racing behind him. The 66 of Max Schlesinger, 2 times a heat race winner this season. He pulls away to the 3rd spot now, bringing along Ashton underneath of Joe Holt. Here comes Henry in the 64, another heat race winner earlier this year, challenging to the inside. Meanwhile, up front, we have a new leader as they approach the scoring line. Andrew Kostelnik out front. We're working lap number 2 of 8, and Andrew Kostelnik has taken the point position away from Richard Burbage, who is sliding the 77 car out of turn 4, just in front of the 66 of Max Schlesinger. Andrew Kostelnik has yet to see a checkered flag in heat or feature competition, and his 57 car is now out in front of Rich Burbage. 3 laps of 8 completed with the Subway Street Stock division. Cars now single file in the top 5. Henry in the 64, Hope in the 78. Back there battling for a top 5 position. Just in front of them, it's the 35 from Hopwood, Pennsylvania, Bill Ashton. Then the 66 of Schlesinger is 3rd, 77 of Burbage 2nd. Leader Andrew Kostelnik sees the crossed flags indicating halfway. 4 laps down and 4 remaining in the first Subway Street Stock preliminary heat race. Burbage in 77 holds the 2nd spot, but is feeling the pressure of Schlesinger. Max Schlesinger, just like Andrew Kostelnik, has been very strong of late, but just like leader Kostelnik, failed to finish last week's feature event in car 66. At the scoring line, it's Burbage still by an inch or 2, holding down the 2nd position. As Schlesinger clears him in turn number 2, here comes Ashton's 35 car. Bill Ashton got his 2nd career feature victory about 6 weeks ago here at Motordrome Speedway, and he is door-to-door, wheel-to-wheel with Rich Burbage in turn number 4. Burbage again sliding the 77 car high on the racetrack in turn 4. Battle on the back straight is for the 2nd position with the 35 of Bill Ashton, now losing a couple car lengths to Schlesinger. Battle intensifies again out of turn 4 and down the front straight. Those cars nearly able to pull door to door. We're working the final lap now. And out in front, it's Andrew Kostelnik in car number 57. He's all by himself with the lead and could be headed for his first preliminary heat race victory of the season. He's yet to win his career first feature, but taking a step toward that here tonight. And winning the first Subway Street Stock heat race, it's Andrew Kostelnik. Getting 2nd by less than a car length, it's Bill Ashton in car 35. Car number 5, Frank Turek. He is also the defending champion. And Jamie Shipley in car 68 as the green flag waves for another 8 laps of Subway Street Stock racing. Car number 31, Sean Phillips, in all the feature events that he has competed in 2005, has not finished outside the top 5. He has 1 heat race victory and takes the early lead from Jonathan Heilman. Then we see Robin Rimmel, Dave Tavermina, both feature winners this season. Rimmel in car 22 is now 2nd in the point standings. Tavermina in car 25 with 3 career feature wins, most recent one last week. Frank Turek, the points leader, moving up past the 4 of Vince Cater. But we have a new car in 2nd place as Robin Rimmel makes an inside pass of Jonathan Heilman in turn 4. Dave Tavermina comes right along with him. Working lap 2 of 8. It is now Rimmel in 2nd, Tavermina 3rd, Jonathan Heilman in the 15 in 4th, and points leader Frank Turek in car 5 up to the 5th position. He plays a little bumper tag with Heilman into turn number 3 as the top 5 are all single file. Turek, last week's feature hard charger, makes a challenge, while Tavermina looks to take away the runner-up spot in car 25. Robin Rimmel with 2 feature victories in 2005. In car 22, Dave Tavermina, the 3-time winner, moves to the inside. Sean Phillips continues to lead from Waynesburg, Pennsylvania in car 31, and the door-to-door racing behind him for 2nd finds Tavermina almost able to challenge for the lead as soon as he takes 2nd. Dave Tavermina in car 25. Wheel to wheel with Sean Phillips. They nearly make contact in turn 2. He's barely settled into 2nd place and is already threatening for the lead. Rimmel in 3rd, Turek now up to 4th, while Sean Phillips will reach the scoring line to begin working lap number 5 of 8. Less than half a car length separating the leaders into turn 1. Tavermina pulls even with him again. In turn number 2, Phillips' lead is by less than a bumper. Tavermina is now the car out in front. It will only be an official lead change if he crosses the scoring line first when they reach the start-finish line on the front straight. Tavermina with more than a car length advantage this time, and your new leader is Wilmerding, Pennsylvania's Dave Tavermina. Three wide is the racing nearly on the back straight. Robin Rimmel wiggles car number 22 and allows Frank Kimmel to catch up quickly. Phillips still hangs on to second, but they were briefly three wide on the back straight, fighting for the runner-up position. Robin Rimmel in car 22, a co-sponsor of tonight's Kids Coloring Contest, helping us out along with the folks from Subway Restaurants. Turek in the 5, now up to the 4th spot. And car number 25 out of turn number 4, taking the checkered flag. It's Tavermina with Phillips just holding off Robin Rimmel and Frank Turek at the line. It's Matt Panaya in car 32 and Bo Glemba in car 99 for the 8-lap preliminary heat race for the Smale Pontiac GMC Modifieds. Jason Bush in car 42 has only made a couple of appearances with us, and we're going to see a caution flag for a false start. Everybody Pennsylvania in car 5 starting scratch. Here we go, green flag racing, 8 laps for the Smale Pontiac GMC Modifieds. Into turn number 1, I thought we were going to try 3 wide for the lead. Jason Bush, who has won many modified features here at the Speedway, only a part-time competitor this year, and they're 3 wide, open wheel down the back straight. George Nicola backs out and lets it become a 2-car battle with Harry Opfer to the inside of Mike Bacalon in car 98. Bacalon last week was involved in a caution flag incident during the feature event, but the driver of the 98 remains 3rd in the current point standings. Bo Glemba in the 99 car is 5th on the racetrack, 2nd in the point standings, and just in front of him, more wheel-to-wheel racing for 3rd, Harry Opfer and last week's winner, Nicola. Bacalon makes a challenge for the lead, while the second battle for 3rd, we should say, Opfer and Nicola still door-to-door with Bo Glemba in car 99, looking on from 4th. Jason Bush out front in the 42, then Bacalon. We're nearly 3 wide again on the front straight in that battle for 3rd. Nicola, the 3-time winner. Glemba, the 1-time winner, and Harry Opfer has yet to see victory lane, spins from a top 5 position in this heat race. The Bell Vernon driver sitting atop turn number 2, stopped on lap 3, will bring out the caution flag. Heat race, Mike Bacalon chasing him in 2nd with George P. Nicola 3rd, Bo Glemba 4th. Close racing up front, nearly playing bumper tag, is Mike Bacalon in the Froggy 98 and leader Jason Bush. We've seen George P. Nicola and Bo Glemba going 2 and 3 wide, fighting for top 5 positions. Once again, very close together. The leader in 2nd place out of turn 4. Jason Bush holds on to the top spot. Crossed flags indicate 4 down, 4 to go. We're halfway through this heat race, and Mike Bacalon, the 2-time winner, trying to pull off another heat race victory. So far this season, Bacalon has won 4 preliminary heat races, and the driver in 3rd challenging him, George Nicola, has won 5 heat races. Your leader, Jason Bush in car 42, has yet to see a checkered flag in only a couple of appearances this season. Going back to the earlier part of his career, Jason Bush converted from dirt track modified racing and was very successful here in the mid-1990s. He's got just about 1 full car length advantage as they hit the scoring line. With 2 laps to go, Bacalon changes to the high side. Racing wheel to wheel in turn number 2. The lead battle intensifies and could become 3 wide. Down the back straight, Nicola to the inside. Again, 3 wide, modified racing. Bush to the inside, Bacalon to the outside. George Nicola watching it all in turn 4. 3 wide again at the front straight. Mike Bacalon, the leader by inches that time as we're working the final lap. Smale Pontiac GMC Modified racing at its best. Nerf bar to Nerf bar down the back straight. Race long leader Jason Bush in 42. Mike Bacalon in 98 to the high side. George Nicola tries again. There's contact. All 3 cars come together out of turn 4. Here comes Bo Glemba, but George Nicola gets the victory. Jim Nicola. The 04 is Bob Shipp, another modified rookie. The 94 is Al Civic, and the 7 is Ben Easler. We're nearly 3 wide on the front straight again. Tom Frank in car 6 is third. Rich Nicola in the 51 is second. That is a backup car to Jim Nicola. Rich Nicola, the street stock competitor at Jennerstown Speedway, takes the wheel of the 51 machine tonight and is holding rookie Tom Frank at bay. In the 4th spot, it's John Prabanich of East McKeesport, Pennsylvania, feeling a challenge from Bob Shipp from Elizabeth, PA in car 04. Shipp working the outside lane, last year's Charger Division champion. And John Prabanich in car number 11 is the driver who last week seemed to be headed for a career first feature victory, but came up just short in the final laps. Meanwhile, way out in front, Adam Kostelnik in car 60. He's the leading feature winner this season, defending champion and points leader, as we're getting some action now in turn number 1. Again, the battle for third heats up. Kostelnik running away for the lead. We're going to watch this battle for third down the back straight. Prabanich in the 11. The teenage rookie Tom Frank from the Cleveland area in car 6. And Bob Shipp making his way through. Prabanich spins from third in car 11 down the front straight. After making a pass for third position under Tom Frank in the 6, John Prabanich spins number 4. Kostelnik with several car lengths advantage now on that whole shot start over Rich Nicola in the 51. Tom Frank, the rookie in car 6, has another division rookie in the 04 right behind him. This will be the battle for third. Although Bob Shipp is a rookie to the modifieds, he earned the points championship last year in the Charger division. 04 modified is a brand new car after Shipp destroyed his first modified in an airborne crash down the back straight several weeks ago. Those two drivers running third and fourth are actually closing on Rich Nicola in second. 3 cars could be battling for the second position as Adam Kostelnik runs away from this field up front. Two laps to go will be the signal given to Kostelnik. Nicola has now secured the second spot by several car lengths over Tom Frank in third and Bob Shipp in fourth. Kostelnik up front, the 51, the backup car in the second spot of Rich Nicola. Then it's Tom Frank and Bob Shipp, rookies who are battling for third on the final lap of this event. They are well behind your leader who enters turn number 3 and headed now for his 10th heat race victory of the season. Adam Kostelnik in car 60 gets the checkered flag. Nicola in second, and by inches, Tom Frank into third. The 12 is driven by rookie Tony Mussolino. 33 is John Komarinsky. 32, Glenn Galt Jr. in his first start here at Motordrome. The 18 is Chad Hemphill. The 25 is defending champ Rick Miller, and the 43 is Mike Adams. 10 laps, the distance of this heat race. Paul Urso in car 98, not with us last week, currently second on the racetrack to Will Trout, who's out in front with the Benz Motorsports 60. Then Tony Mussolino inside of John Komarinsky. Car number 12 is Pittsburgh rookie Tony Mussolino. Right behind him, Glenn Galt Jr. in car 32, his first time racing at Motordrome Speedway in 2005. His father, a former track champion from Hubbard, Ohio, and they're stacked up 2 by 2 in that fight for third position. At the scoring line, Komarinsky, the Greensburg veteran in the Rolling Rock 33, holds down the third position. Mussolino now shuffled back to fourth and has Glenn Galt working to his outside. Just behind them, defending champion Rick Miller, the Dunbar Dominator in car 25, currently shown in the 6th spot on the racetrack. Galt will also take away a position from Mussolino. Glenn Galt Jr. making an early race pass on the high side from one of our top 10 drivers in the standings, rookie Mussolino. Now it's Rick Miller battling to the outside of the 12 car, while Will Trout leading up front. 4 of 10 laps completed. Paul Urso, last year's Rookie of the Year, in second. Komarinsky third in the 33, and then this battle, Glenn Galt Jr., Rick Miller, and Tony Musolino fighting for positions on the racetrack. Keep in mind, points are paid in the heat races toward the championship titles at Motordrome Speedway, and these events will help to determine our feature starting lineup when the 35-lapper for the NASCAR Super Late Models rolls out later tonight. Rick Miller now looking to the inside of Glenn Galt Jr. in car 32. Meanwhile, all three of these cars, including Komarinsky, have caught second running Paul Urso. Urso hangs on to the second position at the scoring line just barely as Komarinsky moves to his inside, door-to-door racing, second, third, fourth, and fifth on the racetrack. Urso hanging on to that spot in the Froggy 98.3. Komarinsky's Rolling Rock car looks to the inside again. It looks like a restart out of turn 4, 2x2 coming to the line. Komarinsky now all by himself in second spot. Urso drifts up the banking and allows Miller to challenge. Miller from fourth to third and challenging for second in one lap. Galt Jr. is now back behind Urso, and we're watching the battle for second. Komarinsky to the outside, Rick Miller to the inside. 2 laps to go, and Miller is now by a fender scored in second spot, working lap number 8 of 10. Urso in the 98 and Galt in the 32 are just behind Komarinsky in the 33, who is third. Miller in the 25 is second. Up front, it's all Gary Wiltrout, the Somerset, Pennsylvania driver, working the final lap in car 60 in his first season with Bent's Motorsports aboard the Lint Flooring Megan Ford Stone and Company number 60. Gary Wiltrout has 2 feature wins, including the Napa 100, and now will pick up his 7th heat race win of the season in car 60. It's Dan Lewis, and the 1, it's Steve Black, as we're green and racing 10 more laps of NASCAR Super Late Model action. Sean Pilla in car number 5 is out in front, but 3 wide behind him. Doug Bakioki, the meat in a sandwich between Bobby Henry and Richard Mitchell. Henry in car number 11, a 4-time feature winner, chasing Bakioki in the 50, who has not been with us for several weeks. Richard Mitchell, last week's winner in car number 22, a 2-time former champion, looking to the outside of Bobby Henry. This is the battle for 4th. In 3rd, it's the 50 of Bakioki. Then the 51, Mr. Consistency, John Messenger, the Advanced Auto Parts Dare Monte Carlo number 51. Out in front, how about Sean Pilla in car number 5? He got his first heat race win earlier this season, driving the Sunoco Nagy Gas and Oil Carry All Products 3 Rivers Scrap number 5 car. Has about an 8-car length lead now over Messenger, who's feeling the pressure of Henry, and Doug Bakioki. He hasn't been with us for several weeks, but he's showing some promise, battling to the outside of Henry, trying to hang on to 3rd spot. Excellent heat race run so far in the first 3 laps. Henry now does take away the 3rd spot. Richard Mitchell battling inside for 4th with Bakioki. Brandon Mans looking on in car number 15. Richard Mitchell in car number 22 with only 1 heat race win, although he has those 6 feature victories. Should be soon a 4-car battle for 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th, as it looks like Henry, Bakioki, and Mitchell are all catching Messenger. Indeed, Henry moves to the outside. Messenger in car number 51, currently in the 5th position in the point standings. Bobby Henry 2nd in the standings, moving to the outside in car 11. Nearly a dead heat for 2nd on lap 6 of 10. Henry working the outside and now clears Messenger's 51. Richard Mitchell in car 22 is now just behind Messenger in the 4th spot. Bakioki fades just a bit and has Brandon Mans diving to the inside. The Pride Mobility Products, Mans Home Medical, Ford Taurus number 15 of Brandon Mans, taking away a top 5 position now from Doug Bakioki in car 50. Mans will complete that pass down the back straight, and just in front of this battle, it is the 51 of Messenger losing 1 more position to fellow West Virginian Richard Mitchell in car 22. Mitchell advancing to 3rd. Just in front of him, it's Bobby Henry in car number 11 from Connellsville, Pennsylvania, and fellow Connellsville resident in car number 5, Sean Pilla, with a stellar performance tonight, outrunning this field at the white flag. final lap for Sean Pilla, who got his first career heat race win about 5 or 6 weeks ago here at Motordrome. He is still seeking a career first feature victory. But for the second time in his career, the Nagy Sunoco Products number 5 of Sean Pilla takes the checkered flag. Messenger will just barely hold off Mans. Gary Ankrum in car number 21 from Smithfield, PA. Robbie Hott in car number 91, making his third start of the season. Up front, we turn our attention to Rick Broadwater, who's now a 2-time feature winner. 3-time winner Jimmy Stokes moving to the outside. Last week, these two drivers battled to the feature finish and finished just about like that. Broadwater didn't have quite a whole car length of advantage over Stokes when he won his third race last Friday night. Now it's Jimmy Stokes of West Newton taking over the lead in car 95. Two of the strongest competitors in the division out in front of this preliminary heat race. Jimmy Stokes had a problem with that race car during our hot lap practice sessions early this afternoon. Hope that that problem has been worked out of the 95 car. His goal, he said earlier this season, was to win 5 features. He's got 3 feature wins to go along with 4 heat race wins, and he's holding off last week's winner Rick Broadwater into turn number 3. Broadwater makes another inside groove challenge, but it won't be enough. Behind these two, we find the 13 machine of Denny Keller being challenged by points leader Jeff Giles in car 50. Giles, the 10-time winner, dropped out of last week's feature event but continues to lead the point standings. Giles' 10 victories are the first of his career as he won here the second night of racing for his first checkered flag, challenging Keller to the outside for the 3rd position, working lap 3 of 6. Giles a little bit loose coming off turn number 4. That car nearly made outside wall contact, and again we see the back end escaping from the 50 of Giles. A loose handling condition as he is trying to challenge Keller's 13 car for 3rd position on the racetrack. Bumper to bumper as they approach the scoring line. Jeff Giles nearly pushing a fellow Monte Carlo driver of Keller. Those two Chevrolets doing battle for the 3rd position. And now Giles has the inside lane all to himself down the back straight and into turn 3. Giles, the 11-time heat race winner, takes over 3rd. Meanwhile, it's Jimmy Stokes who takes the checkered flag over Rick Broadwater. 6 laps go by awfully quick in the Yellow Book Charger division. Coming home in 5th, the 51. Roll for Scott Aiello in the Germec Heating and Cooling number 8 car. Here's the green flag. Tracy Keller takes the lead from Harold Hunt. Brian Shipp in the 2nd spot now, challenging Hunt to the outside. Harold Hunt from Hunker driving the car affectionately nicknamed the Big Brown Car Buick. 4-door dropping back in the field as Shipp and Dan Jordan taking positions away from Hunt. Another challenge in turn 4. This time it'll be the 11 machine of Victor Keller, a 2-time heat race winner, moving up into 4th around Hunt. Dan Jordan drives car 32 in the 3rd spot. Looking up to 2nd, we find the 04 of Brian Shipp, the younger brother of last year's Charger Division champion. And out front, Tracy Keller of Mount Pleasant, Pennsylvania, car number 1. So far this season, Keller has 4 preliminary heat race wins to go along with his opening night feature victory and is only 40 points behind Giles in the current championship standings for the division. Yellow Book Chargers are rear-wheel drive, 8-cylinder automatic transmission street production cars on street tires, racing tonight in their feature for trophies only. That feature coming your way later tonight as a 15-lap affair. And Brian Shipp in the 04, who has not seen a checkered flag in his young racing career, driver from Jefferson Hills, is closing in on the leader Keller just a little bit. Surprising, as Keller has been very strong all season long, Shipp may be headed for his best performance here tonight. 2nd and gaining. About to begin working lap number 4 of 6 in this 2nd Yellow Book Charger heat race event. Behind this pair, it's Dan Jordan in 3rd. Then it's the 11 of Victor Keller, all 3 Kellers racing with us each and every week. The 11 machine, which is currently 4th on the racetrack, is the car that went to victory lane when Tracy Keller was at the wheel of that machine on opening night. That car gets a little bit loose in turns 3 and 4 with the white flag waving, indicating final lap. Dan Jordan of Connellsville in the 32 has actually caught this battle. But up front, it'll be the 04 of Brian Shipp taking one last attempt at a first career heat race win. It doesn't appear he will be able to make that move. And winning his 5th heat race of the season in car 1, Tracy Keller takes the checkered flag. Giles, the 22 is Gene Greco, 16 is Ed Deneen, 87 Richie Miller, 5 is Bill Oldham, 34 last week's winner Aaron Minjock. 51 is Kevin Ludwig, 12 is Roger Bryan. 3 wide up at the front, 28 of Larry Vance. Won a feature earlier this season, hasn't been racing with us for several weeks, but he's out in front in car 28 right now, holding off the points leader. And dominant feature winner Ed Deneen coming right up through the pack as well in 87. It's rookie Richie Miller, 5-time feature winner in his first season. Off-track excursion for Bill Oldham. Car number 5 down in the grass and now able to move back up on the pavement. So we go back to the lead battle, which is intensified in turn 3, headed into turn 4, Ed Deneen over Richie Miller. Larry Vance now back to 3rd. The 3 drivers at the front of this field, all feature winners. Then we see the 05 of Andy Giles, and challenging him is last week's first career winner, the 34 of Minjock. He was a happy and nearly speechless winner after his first checkered flag last week. The Advanced Auto Parts American Flyers are front-wheel drive street production cars on street tires, racing as well for trophies only in their feature event. With 3 laps completed of 5, Ed Deneen is your leader and feeling a challenge from Richie Miller. Miller dirt tracks the car just a little below the pavement in turn 2. It looked like he had a challenge for the lead that time. However, that off-track excursion allows Deneen to have a 5 or 6 car length advantage. This time the white flag waves indicating final lap for the points leader in car 16 from Wilkinsburg, Pennsylvania. Ed Deneen with the brake light glowing in turn number 1. Richie Miller must have been full throttle through that corner. We didn't see the brake light come on in the 87 car. These 2 drivers far out in front of Larry Vance in 3rd. Headed for the checkered flag. Current points leader in car number 16. Winning his 11th heat race of the season, it's Ed Deneen over Richie Miller. Andy Giles in the 05 hangs on to 4th over last week's winner Minjock. Larry Vance coming home in 3rd. To say that we have a full field of boxcar racers tonight may be an understatement. Of course, that means we'll need the C main, the B main, and the consi to determine our start. No, I'm just kidding. Everybody's going to race in their boxcars here tonight by age group. 3 pit stops will be required. Our first boxcar racing event about to get the green flag, age group 1 and 2. They will be headed to the first stop for a drink. They'll be headed to the second stop to simulate a windshield wash. We see Charger competitor Rick Broadwater, who has entered a boxcar racer in this event. This division might be the toughest one to get off the starting line. And they're off, ages 1 and 2. Our first boxcar race, and I guess that was a false start. No, we're going to take them back to the line. That was a false start that time. We'll wave that one off and line them up again. Somebody jumped. Yeah, they got to wait for the green flag to wave. That's the whole situation. Just like everybody got a clean start. There's the green flag. And they're off. First boxcar race. And I don't know if she's going to hit the target of the finish line. She's certainly gone far enough. And close to the finish. We've got a checkered flag, and it looks like several winners. Folks, you're going to have to bear with me tonight because I have never before announced boxcar races. So this is a first experience for everybody involved. Congratulations. Subway gift packages going out to every one of the competitors, as well as a gift from the Ronald McDonald House Charity. Ribbons for all of our competitors as well. Now tell us, what's your name?
Chris Haley.
Well, you know, you just won the first ever boxcar race at Motordrome Speedway. How do you feel about that?
Good.
I would feel pretty good about it too. Congratulations on your big win. You got a nice trophy to go with that, and thanks for playing along with us. We will indeed have a victory lane ceremony for each and every one of the boxcar winners. This will be age group 2 to 3, and we've got our first pit stop happening down there. Shoes coming off, and then shoes have to go back on, just like a NASCAR race where new tires are put on the race cars at each and every pit stop. I don't think Ronald McDonald could possibly perform a pit stop with the size of those shoes. They might be good for racing, they're just not good for pit stops. We have an early leader. She's making the refreshment break pit stop, taking a drink of the... Oh, we have a crash. Our first crash in boxcar racing. Looks like minimal damage. He's back up and in the race. The car looks like Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s, and that's pretty much been the tale of his season so far, hasn't it? Coming to the checkered flag, and... Hey, the race car drivers are just as shy as he is, so we're used to that. What's our winner's name?
Jarrett.
Jarrett, congratulations on your big win, a trophy and a prize from Subway, as well as the Ronald McDonald House Charity for the 2 to 3-year-old age group. We're going to hold... Second pit stop now for them, and we have is this our winner?
Yep.
Wow, she was...
Did she wash her face?
Did you stop at all 3 pit stations? Wow. Congratulations, she was so far out in front we didn't even see her coming. How about that one? I guess we call that a dominating feature win.
No, that's cool. Sure. Yeah. Cool.
On your mark, get set, go! There they go! Okay, stop, everybody! Come back on, Good.
After winning his first heat race in car 57, Andrew Kostelnik in car 57. 35 of Bill Ashton on the outside of the front row, Rich Burbage in 77, Sean Phillips in 31, Bill Henry in 64, and our official honorary starter, Dylan Thays, as a grand prize winner from tonight's coloring contest, waving the green flag. 20 laps of street stock racing coming your way. From deep in the field, we'll watch the 25 of Dave Tavermina. And we have contact up front, Bill Henry. And Rich Burbage making heavy contact, something amiss on Henry's machine. Suspension damage as his car is pushing up the banking. He has no steering and will collect other cars as Burbage spins and Ashton loses a tire. Chaos on lap number 1. Bill Ashton on the front straight has lost his left front tire, separate from the incident that the 64 of Bill Henry having suspension problems. Robin Rimmel, after presenting our prizes in the coloring contest, has pulled number 22 in as a result of contact with Rich Burbage in the 77. The wheel and tire that is stopped on the front straight is that of car number 35, Bill Ashton. His car is on the back straight. His left front wheel is on the front straight. Robin Rimmel, the two-time winner, is in the pit area. Rich Burbage has damage in the 77. And the 64 of Bill Henry is out of action. All of that before a lap is completed in the Subway Street Stocks. The 4 of Vince Cater and the 66 of Max Schlesinger in row 2 also seeking first wins. Points leader Frank Turek in car 5. Multi-time feature winner and Dave Tavermina in car 25 now gets to start from 6th. Several cars out of competition, and the Subway Challenge driver Dave Tavermina benefits from that as he is now starting from 6th. Frank Turek in car 5 starting from 5th as the current points leader and defending champion. Sean Phillips in car 31 has several top 5 finishes and takes the early lead over Andrew Kostelnik. The amazing story about Sean Phillips, he just got underway with his racing in 2005, about 5 weeks ago, and in every appearance this year he has finished in the top 5. Challenge developing as Phillips is being pressured heavily by Andrew Kostelnik in car 57. Kostelnik has yet to win a first feature. He won his heat race earlier tonight. He's been racing at the front the last 3 or 4 weeks, had a did not finish in last week's feature event, and now he is challenging for the lead with Sean Phillips. Andrew Kostelnik of North Braddock, younger brother of modified champion Adam Kostelnik. Door to door at the scoring line, working lap 3 of 20. Nearly making contact in the battle for the lead. In third place, it's Frank Turek in car number 5 who has moved up. Dave Tavermina passing the 4 of Vince Cater for 4th, but up front they are still door to door, like they're glued together around this racetrack. Andrew Kostelnik and Sean Phillips. Kostelnik now the leader, working lap number 4. Car number 57 out in front. A couple times this season, Kostelnik has started near the front, and though he's led briefly, has been shuffled back. Tonight the opposite. He wrestles the lead away from Sean Phillips and could be headed to a career first win. Now, with more than a car length advantage in the lead, it is Frank Turek racing alongside Sean Phillips in the battle for the runner-up spot. Turek in car 5. Very close racing with Sean Phillips in 31. So far this season, Turek has 8 feature victories and 13 heat race wins. That's why he's the points leader and now the second place car. Frank Turek on lap number 6 of 20, taking away second at the scoring line, but then making light contact with Phillips, and Tavermina has a problem in car 25. The Subway Challenge driver of the night is losing fluid in a big way and now spinning in his own oil. We need a caution flag for fluid on the speedway. Tavermina with a serious problem in car 25. Tonight's Subway Challenge driver, Dave Tavermina, will be reporting to the pits, leaking fluid on the racetrack. The Subway Street Stock feature. Andrew Kostelnik gets a break on the veteran. How about that? Frank Turek falls back 10-12 car lengths to young Andrew Kostelnik, who jumped on the hammer at the wave of the green flag. A whole shot advantage for the youngster over 2-time former champion Frank Turek in the 5. Turek and Sean Phillips in the 31 car, 2nd and 3rd, racing very close on the racetrack with Max Schlesinger's 66 in the 4th spot. Phillips able to stay right on the heels of the leading feature winner. In fact, pushing Turek across the scoring line into turn number 1. Sean Phillips in car 31, Frank Turek in car 5. Turek, 8-time feature winner. Phillips has never been to victory lane in a Subway Street Stock. He is 3rd on the racetrack. In 4th, Max Schlesinger, who also seeks a career first win. Door-to-door racing behind them. The 4 of Vince Cater was side-by-side in turns 3 and 4 with the 74 of Jason Holder. Holder is 3rd in the point standings, but could move up tonight as 2nd in the standings. Robin Rimmel is out of this race with heavy damage from that incident on the opening lap. Holder and Cater back in the 5th and 6th positions. Up in front of them, the 66 of Schlesinger is now racing by himself as Phillips and Turek have closed in on the leader. Andrew Kostelnik in car 57 seems to be at his slowest in turns 1 and 2. Down the back straight, he maintains a half car length advantage. Into turn 3 and 4, he seems to be very strong and puts maybe another 2 or 3 feet between himself and Turek. But it's into turn 1 that Kostelnik seems to be at his slowest, and Turek looking to the inside. Kostelnik that time has enough to slam the door on him and gain a 2-car length advantage down the back straight. Halfway, 10 laps completed, 10 laps remaining. Kostelnik out in front with Phillips reeling back into Frank Turek, and Turek gaining on Kostelnik. 3 cars possibly battling for the win in the closing stages of this one. With 9 laps to go, Andrew Kostelnik with his best performance to date. He has led laps before but has never taken the lead. He's started up front, he's maintained the position for a while, but tonight he made what could be a winning pass for the top spot and is fending off Frank Turek in car 5. Kostelnik in the 57 with an 8 to 10 inch separation between his rear bumper and the front nose piece of Frank Turek. A pair of Chevrolet Monte Carlos battling up front. In the Subway Street Stock division, Sean Phillips, also a Monte Carlo, a little bit older design, a car number 31. 3 Chevrolets up front, all within striking distance of the lead. We're working lap number 13, and when leader Andrew Kostelnik reaches the scoring line on the front straight, we'll begin lap 14, his best performance to date in car 57. Andrew Kostelnik, whose brother Adam is a street stock competitor on Saturday nights and a modified racer here on Fridays, has a champion to learn from in the form of his older brother and could make his own name for himself tonight. Another lap in the books with Kostelnik, about 6-8 feet ahead of the front nose piece of Frank Turek. Sean Phillips waiting to strike as well in third. All 3 drivers being conservative, but putting on a heck of a show nonetheless, inches apart from each other most of the way around the racetrack. This time there will only be 4 laps to go. Turek looks to the inside. Kostelnik again with enough speed into turn number 1 to seal the inside lane from an advance by Turek. Phillips falls back 2 or 3 car lengths now. All eyes focused on the front 2 cars. Andrew Kostelnik, a possible career first victory in the Subway Street Stocks, and 2-time champion Frank Turek standing in his way and challenging for the lead. 3 to go this time. Turek falls back by a car length and has Sean Phillips battling to the high side. The battle for second could help Kostelnik to open up a bigger lead. This time, 2 laps to go, the first time that Andrew Kostelnik has seen that signal as the leader of a feature event. Phillips and Turek door to door. And we've got us a problem. Jonathan Heilman spinning to the inside of turn number 2. He continues on, the green flag stays out. Lead battle continues with no caution on the racetrack. White flag for Kostelnik. Any one of these 3 cars could go to victory lane. If it's Kostelnik, it's a career first win. If it's Phillips, it's a career first win. Turek looking to win his 9th of the season. Final 2 corners. Young Andrew Kostelnik could be holding off the defending champion. A challenge as they head to the checkered flag. Kostelnik wins by half a car length. Andrew Kostelnik with a first career win in the Subway Street Stocks. Andrew Kostelnik, he's got trophies, he's got stickers, and a Subway gift certificate. Come on out here in front of the car. We want to talk to you for the first time in victory lane as a street stock driver. You know, earlier this year, you led some laps and then were overtaken by the lead. Tonight, for your first career win, it has to feel better knowing that you charged up there and made a winning pass to get where you are right now.
Yeah, it felt really good, especially the last couple of laps. I kept on looking at that scoreboard. I saw Frank was behind me. Feels pretty good to beat him. He's one of the best out here. So.
As a two-time champion, he's the guy you would probably want to hold off for your first win. You made that winning pass. Tell us about recent weeks. You've been up at the front. You've been threatening for a win. Of course, last week you had a total disaster. But in all these weeks of running at the front, how long did you think it was going to take to win your first one?
Well, I figured I'd at least try to get one this year. I ran this car a couple times at the end of last year. I finished in the top 5 once. And from there, beginning of the year, we had some bad luck. We finally got the handle now. My brother helped me out a lot. Last week you wrecked, they always say they're faster after you wreck them, so I guess that's true.
Now, on the front of the car, it says The Tickler. Do you want to tell me why this car is nicknamed The Tickler?
Well, last week, since I had my nose ripped off, and this is Jason Holder's old nose, so I like to thank him for giving it to me. Well, we ran out of rivets, we zippy tied the grill in, so we had a whole bunch of zippy ties hanging out, so we put the tickler on it, so when I hit people, I'll tickle them.
Well, you didn't need to hit anybody to get that first career win. We want to give you the chance to thank all your sponsors and crew on this memorable night.
Yeah, I'd like to thank my gram, my pap, my mom, my dad, Bobby Bent Sr. and Jr. I thank John Kujava, Dave Tavermina, Dave Schlesinger, Adam, of course, my brother. Then I'd like to thank my sponsors, Briggs Construction, Churban Tire, Cars by Dave, and Stan's Transmissions.
One more time, ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for a first career win for Andrew Kostelnik. Inside of row number 2, it's Rich Nicola driving the 51 car. Outside, it is the 11 of John Prabanich, who nearly got a career first win last week. The Froggy 98.3 machine is driven by veteran Mike Bacalon, twice a feature winner this season. Outside, it's defending champion Adam Kostelnik in car number 60. Next, it will be the red number 32 car filing into order. That is Matt Panaya from Plum Borough. And then we'll see the 42 of racing Jason Bush in only his third start of 2005. The orange number 6 car is driven by Concord, Ohio rookie Tom Frank, the teenager. Behind him, it's the 01 of Harry Opfer and the 5 of two-time former champion Jim Nicola of Pittsburgh. The 97 is a two-time, now three-time feature winner George P. Nicola. The 94 is Al Civic. The 7 is Ben Easler as we get set to go 20 green flag laps of racing for the Smale Pontiac GMC Modified Division. 2x2, and there's the green flag rookie Bob Shipp and sophomore driver Bo Glemba in 99, leading up to turns 1 and 2. Bo Glemba in car number 99 got his first career win after several top 5 finishes in the early part of the season. The 04 of Bob Shipp. And we have big problems in turn number 3. John Prabanich is against the wall. Jim Nicola has collided with his backup car, Rich Nicola, and the 7 of Ben Easler. Both Nicola racing machines, the primary car and the backup car, colliding in turn number 3 and sitting stopped together on the racetrack. Jim Nicola in the 5 is the two-time former champion. The car, which is still stopped, is scored as number 51 as they put a piece of duct tape next to the 5 for Rich Nicola. The 7 is Ben Easler, and last week's hard luck driver, John Prabanich. It's not getting any better for the East McKeesport driver as he sits at a stop against the outside retaining wall. Adam Kostelnik in row number 2. Matt Panaya in 32 and Jason Bush in 42. Both need their first win of the season. Making up row 3 as we are green and racing. It was Bob Shipp who got the jump on the initial start. We do it all over again as a result of the caution, and this time it's Bo Glemba who's out in front. Glemba has a car length and a half. I was gonna say over Shipp, but it's now over Kostelnik as the points leader has already moved into second. Shipp is back to third. He got the lead on the initial start, and that caution flag was a bad break for Bob Shipp as now he is third, Bo Glemba. Adam Kostelnik, then it's Mike Bacalon in fourth. Bacalon just a lap ago was very close to Bob Shipp and pulls up to him again as the lead battle intensifies as well out of turn 4. Glemba holds off Kostelnik by just exactly 1 car length at the line, working lap number 2. Cars now single file in a row, bumper to bumper to bumper as they exit turn 2 and down the back straight. Kostelnik has the left front wheel nearly touching the grass each lap through turns 3 and 4. Glemba in car number 99, showing some left rear body damage, perhaps a result of light contact early in this feature event. And then it's wheel to wheel behind them, Mike Bacalon. And the 04 of Bob Ship, the division rookie, and the former champion, Mike Bacalon, wheel to wheel in turn number 4. Bacalon will be taking away third officially at the scoring line by less than half of a car length. We're working lap number 4, and the leaders make contact. Bo Glemba is hit from behind. Everybody lifts. Glemba's in the grass. Bob Ship takes the lead. Mass confusion at the front of the field. Caution flag will wave for Bo Glemba, who may have a flat left rear tire as a result. Now the tire looks fully inflated on car 99. We saw the left rear quarter contact from Adam Kostelnik, which sends the leader through the grass down the back straight out of turn number 2, shuffling the scoreboard. 4, Charger Division champion, modified rookie Bob Ship in second. There's the green flag. 16 laps remaining. 16 laps, plenty of time for drivers 1 and 2 in the standings to make their way from the rear of the field as we're watching Mike Bacalon and Bob Ship. Ship, who seeks a career first victory, has 2 heat race wins in his first season of modified action, and he's hanging right with veteran Mike Bacalon, who won the Smale 25 earlier this year. On lap 5, those two are separating themselves from the third place car of Jason Bush. Bush on that last lap felt a brief challenge from Matt Panaya in the 32. Panaya has been very strong. He was stronger in the first half of the season, but still wouldn't be a surprise for Panaya to get his career first win this season. His performances in the first 5 or 6 weeks were absolutely outstanding in car number 32. He battled back to a heat race win last week with that machine. He is currently in the 4th spot. And this battle has settled down compared to the lead battle now as Bob Ship up front, knocking on the door of taking the lead from Mike Bacalon. They made bumper contact during that last lap as we're on lap 7 of 20. And there again, Ship pulling right up to the rear of Bacalon's car down the back straight. Full speed down the back straight, bumper tag into turn number 3. Mike Bacalon, the 2-time winner who spun from competition last week after holding down a top 5 spot in the feature, continues to lead working lap number 8. These 2 cars have pulled away. Ship that time showing a loose handling condition in turn number 1, but still maintains his distance just inches off the rear bumper of Mike Bacalon. Bob Ship from Elizabeth, Pennsylvania. It's about his 4th or 5th week of competition with this new modified race car. And that time down the front straight, he lost 2 or 3 car lengths. While the battle is heating up for third, Jason Bush sliding the 42 car just a little bit in front of Matt Panaya. The lead battle has settled down. This is the battle for third with Jason Bush and Matt Panaya very close in turn 3. We'll see if Bush has a loose condition entering the front straight. Not so bad that time. But last lap in turn 1, that car fishtailed violently and let Panaya make up a couple car lengths in the battle for third. Lead battle shaping up once again as 2 cars breaking away from the rest of the field, being Mike Bacalon and Bob Ship. We're now past the halfway mark, working lap number 11. Ship's car looking a little bit loose now, the 04, able to keep pace with Bacalon, and it's a torrid pace. They are seriously outrunning all challengers. This battle is an exciting one, and it's more than half a straightaway ahead of the battle for third. Bacalon and Ship crossing the line to begin working lap number 12. Ship possibly thinking about an outside move in car 04. Bacalon with a car length advantage, continuing down the back straight in the Smale Pontiac GMC modified feature. Challenge develops again for third behind the lead duo. Panaya took his shot at Bush, but it cost him. He had to lift, and now it's Nicola in car number 97, last week's winner, who reaps the benefits. We have a caution flag, turn 4. Jim Nicola and Bo Glemba, 2 usually top cars that were racing near the rear of the field tonight as a result of caution flag incidents, bringing out yet another yellow book caution flag. Flag to complete 7 more laps in the Smale Pontiac GMC modified feature. Adam Kostelnik works to the inside of Matt Panaya. Panaya just lost the 4th spot to Nicola and is about to lose the 5th spot. Adam Kostelnik from the tail of the field after a caution flag incident is about to join the lead train. 4 cars, nose to tail, battling at the front. Bacalon still the leader. Bob Shipp looked to the outside in turn 1, and that opened the inside lane for Jason Bush. Bush, with a loose handling race car, able to maintain third and challenge for the second spot. Racing wheel to wheel in turn number 3. 3 modified veterans and modified rookie Bob Shipp in the 04 car is holding his own with 5 laps to go. This battling nearly 3 wide has allowed Mike Bacalon to open up his biggest lead of the event. He is 5-6 car lengths ahead of this battle, which still finds Bush and Shipp bumper to bumper. Contact was made down the back straight. Bush's car gets loose again. Inside lane is open for Bob Shipp. Bush has to back off the throttle and holds up Adam Kostelnik, opening the inside lane for George P. Nicola. Bush fighting an ill-handling race car that wants to spin from beneath him, and he is now holding his ground between Matt Penaya, literally between Matt Penaya and Adam Kostelnik, the points leader, who drifts high. Kostelnik is into the marbles, as we call it, skating on loose rubber at the top of the speedway and drops back several spots. Bush continuing to fight that loose condition and may have had some help from Matt Penaya. Bush now is currently 4th. Penaya is 5th. Kostelnik is 6th. The best battle on the racetrack is Jason Bush, Matt Penaya, and Adam Kostelnik. Jason Bush, who has given it all he's got with a race car that is long since cooked the right rear tire with a loose handling condition in car 42. Matt Penaya and Adam Kostelnik are wheel to wheel behind him for the 5th position. Kostelnik now racing alongside, and that's got to be scary. Jason Bush's car slipping up each lap, but Kostelnik finally clears him as the white flag is waving. In 3rd, it's George P. Nicola. In 2nd, it's Bob Shipp, but Shipp has a lot of ground to make up and no more time to gain. For the 3rd time in 2005, the winner of the Smale 25 from North Versailles, Mike Bacalon, with another feature victory. And Shipp is off the pace at the finish. Nicola will get 2nd, Kostelnik in 3rd. And how about a round of applause for your feature winner, Mike Bacalon, in car number 98. Mike will receive snacks from Snyder's of Berlin, Pepsi products, and a Subway gift certificate. We're going to record tonight's interview for next week's edition of Motordrome Speedway Live. And Mike Bacalon, for the 3rd time, you're in victory lane. Boy, you had a big lead at the end, but that was some chaos at the front of the field early on.
Yeah, like you said, I mean, we kind of took our time in the beginning of the field, and like you said, there were some bad wrecks. And I seen the 51 going down the back straight. I thought he was going to catch it, and hey, I was hoping he'd catch it, actually. I don't see nobody out here wrecked. I mean, we're here to race, not fix cars. And like I said, after that, a couple more cautions. It didn't hurt us because it kept moving us up just a little bit and little bit. The 04, he's a rookie this year. He's doing really, really good. That new car is handling good. I didn't know if I was going to get shipped there. And the 99 are good cars. When I seen the 60 up there, I was a little bit worried, but I guess the 60 and the 99 got together a little bit there. I don't think it was nothing intentional on the 60s part. Adam's usually a good, clean driver. He had a great car tonight. I don't think I could have caught him, but here we are, luckily.
The story of your season is tragedy and triumph. You go from a serious accident to winning the biggest event of the year, then last week another total disaster, but you come right back, perseverance, you're in victory lane.
Yeah, last week we had a really great car. It was about the same as tonight. It was actually a little bit better last week. Unfortunately, 97 got into us coming off the corner. I was trying to be patient with 11, and I guess I shouldn't have been so patient because they didn't show no patience behind me, but oh well, that's part of racing, though. It's everything you come out here to do, wrecking, winning, a lot of tragedies in racing, a lot of ups in racing, and luckily tonight we're standing right here.
And another part of racing is sponsors and pit crew, a chance to thank those folks.
Yeah, I really got to thank my pit crew tonight, man. They really, really worked hard. Brian, Berger, Little Nick, Lester. I mean, all them guys come here every night. My wife didn't make it tonight, but she's here every week, but she missed tonight. She had some stuff to do. She missed it, oh well. But, and I like to thank Froggy. Froggy come to me, and they said, we need to help you. And they're right, I needed the help. And they've been with us the last 2 seasons, and I can't thank them enough. Without their support, without State's tire on the car, everybody helps out. I really like to show my appreciation. And to all you fans, it's a warm, muggy night to be sitting out there. Maybe we'll let you get out here early, huh? Thanks.
Mike Bacalon, his third win of the season. Front row is Paul Urso, Brandon Manns, row 2, John Komarinsky, and Glenn Galt Jr. in his first start of the year at Motordrome. Brandon Manns, your early leader, with Paul Urso in second, then Glenn Galt Jr. over John Komarinsky, and it's too wide. From there on back, Mike Adams is to the inside. Dan Lewis to the outside in car 8. Then it's the 50 of Doug Bakioki working the inside lane on Sean Pilla in car 5, who won his heat race earlier tonight. 2 by 2 all the way back through the rest of the field. Messenger and Wiltrout side by side. Out of turn number 4 and headed to the scoring line, it will be Mike Adams officially in the 5th position as we're watching the battle with the 8 of Dan Lewis, who gets tagged by Sean Pilla. Spinning in the middle of the field, Chad Hemphill is collected. Richard Mitchell and Rick Miller stop before contact. Close call for the points leader, Rick Miller, as he got on the brakes just before making contact with Chad Hemphill, who spun trying to miss the already stopped number 8 of Dan Lewis. Lewis got a light tap from Sean Pilla in car number 5, which started that melee, and it looks like Gary Wiltrout in car 60 has suffered damage as well. The Napa 100 winner and former track champion. Richard Mitchell is damaged and headed to the pits. It looked like he stopped before making contact. Mitchell will need pit crew work. 1 week ago, Richard Mitchell was involved in a lap 2 crash. Coincidentally, we are on lap 2. Mitchell nonetheless went to victory lane after a pit stop last week. And we see Gary Wiltrout, who doesn't appear to have any body damage, limping slowly toward the Bent's Motorsports pit area. Clearly a mechanical problem for Gary Wiltrout as he pulls in parallel to the trailer, indicating that he will not be returning to competition. Wiltrout was not involved in that incident, having a mechanical failure of some other type on car 60. The Dan Lewis crew gets car number 8 serviced and back out on the speedway. Richard Mitchell's crew still working with the duct tape, trying to piece together the Tom Clark Chevrolet 22 on pit road. Early, and he gets a 2-3 car length advantage over Paul Urso out of turn 4. Very early in the going, your leader is Brandon Manns. The 15 car for the sophomore driver. He's seeking his first win, but he's 4th in the point standings coming into tonight. He is the highest driver in the point standings that has not yet won a feature. Then it's Paul Urso and Glenn Galt Jr., the son of a former NASCAR Northeast Region champion. In the Snow King Roof Systems number 32 car has veteran John Komarinsky in the 33 car, just behind him in 4th. Rolling Rock 33 of Komarinsky, a driver who has competed in every division of competition at Motordrome, finding a home in late models as a veteran competitor. And just behind him, the battle is heating up once again for the 5th position. Mike Adams, a street stock winner here in years past, now 3 years of competition in the late model division, fighting with car number 50, Doug Bakioki. They're 2 wide behind him with Bobby Henry, the 4-time winner in car 11. Sean Pilla in the 5, and current points leader Rick Miller in 25. Top 4 cars are separated. We're watching the action for 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th. This time, Bakioki is solidly inside of Adams, but Adams will maintain the 5th spot officially at the scoring line. Now door to door behind him. There are 10 feature wins in Bobby Henry and Rick Miller, and Henry moves to the inside. 3 wide down the back straight. Adams may have scraped the outside wall. He falls back 2 spots, and Connellsville's Bobby Henry is now up to 5th. Bakioki opened the door, but still has not found himself in 5th as Henry races by. Now Rick Miller, the Dunbar Dominator, taking car 25 to the inside. Bakioki moved Adams out of the 5th position, but now he himself is back to 7th. Challenge for the 2nd position. While Brandon Manns is running away with the lead, Glenn Galt's 32 has pulled to the inside of Paul Urso. Galt making an inside pass on last year's Rookie of the Year. Galt, many times a feature winner at the Lake Erie Speedway in Northeast Pennsylvania. Making his first Motordrome start, he collects the runner-up position, sending Paul Urso back to 3rd. In fourth, it's veteran John Komarinsky, who will be feeling the pressure of the quickly advancing Bobby Henry and the defending champion Rick Miller in car 25. Komarinsky in the Rolling Rock 33 has Bobby Henry's Ford Taurus underneath. Henry now taking over the fourth position as we work lap 10 of 35. Henry follows in the opening made by Henry. Rick Miller in car 25. Moving up from deep in this field, he is the current points leader with 6 feature victories this season. Just as quickly as they pass Komarinsky, they go to work on Paul Urso. Bobby Henry and Rick Miller, the only 2 drivers in the field who have competed in super late model racing in every year of the asphalt era of Motordrome Speedway. Moving up through this field together, and Richard Mitchell encounters a problem with car number 22. Perhaps just tire smoke, as the bodywork patch of duct tape may have collapsed on top of the tire. Mitchell slowing down and will possibly make a pit stop, and he does. The 6-time winner, it is the body patch. The duct tape could not sustain late model competition, and tire smoke brings Mitchell to the infield. Battle now for second, with Komarinsky shuffled back in the top 5. Bobby Henry and Rick Miller continue their charge to the front. Both Henry and Miller raced with Glenn Galt Sr. for many years of NASCAR competition here at Motordrome. And now it's Glenn Galt Jr. in car 32 holding down the second position, defending it from Bobby Henry in car number 11 from deep in the field. Galt with his first Motordrome start of the season. We have a caution flag on the speedway. Caution flag for something on the speedway. We understand there's a possible fluid leak on the speedway, bringing up in Hooters Pro Cup success. Bobby Henry third, Rick Miller fourth. There's the green flag. Battle for second quickly develops. Bobby Henry and Glenn Galt Jr. Galt Sr., a former Motordrome champion. Bobby Henry, the 2004 winner of the Napa 100. Henry in his first season driving the Will Trout Racing Ford, challenging for second, while defending champion Rick Miller looks on from the 4th position. Brandon Mans has opened up a 5 or 6 car length advantage. He has absolutely dominated this race in hopes of a career first win, but Bobby Henry looks to the inside and clearly has the inside lane on Galt Jr. Galt Jr., the many-time Lake Erie Speedway winner. In car number 32, it's a Ford versus Chevy battle with Henry's Taurus to the inside of Galt's Monte Carlo. He takes that spot away and Rick Miller follows. Miller taking 3rd spot from deep in this field on lap 17. He completes the pass of Galt Jr. down the back straight. Brandon Mans had opened up a comfortable lead and dominated the early stages of this event, but with 2 of the leading feature winners of 2005 just behind him now, can he earn a career first victory against the best in the business? The most veteran super late model competitors in the field, the 11 of Bobby Henry and the 25 of Rick Miller, closing in on Brandon Mans in car 15. Henry waited for the inside line to open up to pass Glenn Galt Jr. for 3rd. He again uses the inside line, but there was no waiting about it. Out of turn number 2, Henry strikes quickly on Brandon Mans, the sophomore. Here comes Mans' former teammate, Rick Miller. They will be door to door as Henry is the new leader. Mans maintains second by only half a car length, working lap number 20. 15 laps to go, and car number 15 is now shuffled back to second in the running order. Bobby Henry, the new leader, Rick Miller in car 25, challenging his former teammate. Mans learned late model racing from the 2-time champion Miller. We've got a caution, turn 4. Spinning Doug Bakioki in car number 50. Bakioki goes around in turn number 4. We'll see if that last lap counted. We're green flag waving once again. Bobby Henry out in front, challenge for second position resumes. Rick Miller in car 25 from deep in the field, an early event dominator, Brandon Mans in 15. Henry opens up an advantage of 6 or 8 car lengths now over Mans, with Rick Miller right on the rear bumper of that Ford Taurus, the Brooks Automotive Group. Valvoline Pontiac of Miller, the two-time and defending champion. Looking to the inside, he's got his wheel up to the door. They will be side by side in turn number 4. Battle for the runner-up position with only 15 to go. Rick Miller now second officially on lap number 22 by inches. Former teammate Mans battling back. They're still wheel to wheel down the back straight. Mans had an excellent run off turn number 2 to try and defend that position. Miller, the Dunbar dominator, taking over second by 1 full car length now. 12 laps remaining. Bobby Henry out in front. His lead at this point, nearly 15 car lengths over Rick Miller. Henry with 4 wins this season. Miller with 6 victories on the year. Henry second in the point standings, first on the racetrack. Miller first in the point standings, second on the racetrack. We've got a challenge for a top 5 spot behind the 15 of Mans. We see John Komarinsky being passed by the 51 of John Messenger. West Virginia's John Messenger taking the Dare Advance Auto Parts Monte Carlo up 1 position. He is now 6th as Komarinsky begins to fall. Up in front of Messenger and securing a top 5 spot for the first time in this feature, it's Sean Pilla in car 5. With the 5 car in 5th after a heat race win earlier tonight, cars are separated around the racetrack. In 4th, it's Galt Jr. In 3rd, it's Brandon Mans. In 2nd, it's Rick Miller, who seems to be closing on Bobby Henry. We're working lap number 26. Miller has a long way to go in just 9 laps. It's been a while since the Dunbar Dominator has been to victory lane in a feature event. He's had top 5 finishes all season long to maintain the points lead, but he hasn't been to victory lane in several weeks. Miller and Henry, the 2 drivers who began racing NASCAR Super Late Models at the birth of NASCAR Weekly Racing in Western Pennsylvania back in 1989. Henry and Miller used to square off on the dirt tracks in 4-cylinder competition here at Motordrome Speedway back in the 1980s, and now we have a caution flag turn 2. Sean Pilla has spun the 5 car from a top 5 position in turn number 2. Pilla, who was only mildly involved in that altercation early in the feature event, spins by himself from the 5th position now. 28 laps completed and a tough break for the driver who was having a top 5 run after his heat race win tonight. Here's the green flag. The last time on a restart, it was Brandon Mans chasing leader Henry. This time, Rick Miller gets the aid of a caution flag to close up to the rear bumper of the Connellsville, Pennsylvania driver in car number 11. Bobby Henry driving the Will Trout Racing entry, sponsored by Stone & Company, Lint Flooring, and Megan Ford. A combination team this year with Benz Motorsports. On Saturday nights at Jennerstown, we got another caution flag. Komarinsky is spinning. Chad Hemphill is spinning in turn 2. Komarinsky has rolled to a stop in car 33. Chad Hemphill continues down the back straight after an off-track excursion in car 18. Komarinsky, who held a top 5 spot for much of this feature event, going around in turn 2. I didn't see the incident happen, but it also collected rookie Chad Hemphill in car number 18. Hemphill, who was a legacy, on the hammer early in turn 3. Miller falls back 3-4 car lengths at the drop of the green. Six laps remaining. Top 5 are Messenger in 51, Galt Jr. in 32, 15 Brandon Mans, who led much of the event. Then it's Rick Miller and Bobby Henry racing away from the rest of the field. Miller has already made up 4 or 5 of the car lengths that Henry jumped on the start. Bobby Henry with a legal start gets a whole shot over the defending champion, but Miller's number 25 is closing in on Henry. 4 laps to go at the scoring line this time. Drivers 1 and 2 in the point standings, 1 and 2 on the racetrack. Points leader and defending champion Rick Miller in car 25. Second in points, 4-time winner Bobby Henry in car 11. Out of turn number 4, only 3 laps to go and only 3 car lengths separating them at the scoring line. Miller, the Bellevue Chassis Center number 25 car, closing in on the Will Trout Racing number 11 of Henry. This time at the scoring line, the drivers will be signaled 2 laps to go. Miller just a little bit closer that time. Miller with national touring experience as an ASA, traveling late model veteran. Bobby Henry, who was the most dominant limited late model winner on the dirt tracks in the 1980s, takes the white flag. Final circuit. Miller behind by 4 car lengths into turn 2 and down the back straight. In turn number 3, Bobby Henry of Connellsville, Pennsylvania appears headed to his 5th win of the season. He takes the checkered flag over Rick Miller in 2nd, Brandon Manns in 3rd, Galt Jr. in 4th in his first start, and John Messenger 5th. And picking up his 5th feature win of the season, driving the Will Trout Racing number 11 car, sponsored by Stone and Company, Lint Flooring, and Megan Ford, the driver from Connellsville, Pennsylvania. Let's hear it, ladies and gentlemen, for Bobby Henry. Bobby Henry, no stranger to victory lane, no stranger to starting at the rear of the field and moving up, but several more caution flags in tonight's feature than we've seen in recent races. On a hot night like this, is a caution flag a help or a hindrance as you're trying to move up through that field?
Well, sometimes it works for you and sometimes works against you, and man, I think got tighter and tighter and tighter every caution, and I almost had to stop in the middle of the corner, keep it on the bottom, but that's what I had to do.
Typically, we would expect the car to be getting just a little bit looser. Does the weather on a muggy night like this have something to do with your tire compounds or your setup choices?
Yeah, absolutely. You got to adjust for the track conditions, and we missed it for about a couple weeks here now. And track's been changing every week, but we hit it tonight pretty good. Wasn't quite perfect for sure, but we're going to take a win anyway.
Now, holding off Rick Miller, the driver who's the 2-time champion, the points leader this season, you guys have raced each other more than any other 2 drivers in the field, being super late model drivers since the paving of this racetrack. Is that a guy that you know his moves after this long, or can he still surprise you?
Well, he can surprise you. I mean, he got a lot of experience, and I know he likes the bottom, so I had to keep on the bottom. It's the only chance I had. So, I mean, it's a tough team. I mean, they're real tough. We can only gain 2 points at a time. It's never going to get done that way, so we're going to keep on trying, though.
With this 5th feature victory, tell us about this team. You're a hired gun driver. You know, earlier in your career, your family operations took you to victory lane. Now, last year, you win for a new team, and this year, winning again for a team that's sort of a combination effort.
Yeah, we still maintain the car, and like I said in the past, we were going to set out this year, and we got a call from Richard and Joan, and I can't say enough about that. I mean, I've been sitting out the year, but we still maintain it, and we combine the efforts with the 60 and the bench team, and it works out pretty good.
And now a chance to thank your sponsors and crew.
Okay, I'd like to thank Lent Flooring, Stone and Company, Megan Ford, Quality Support, Bob Mongels, Rockwood Retaining Walls. It's been a while. Daily Courier, Colton's Restaurant, Fox's Pizza, Daily Courier, Stan's Transmissions for sure. And my crews, Greg Kelly, Ben Lewis, my brother Rick and Jeff, that we did a heck of a job this week. We tore it apart and checked everything and changed a lot of stuff, and worked out pretty good.
It worked out good, and he's even getting faster at naming his sponsors after a 5th feature victory. Connellsville's Bobby Henry. 4 is Brian Shipp, Jefferson Hills, Pennsylvania, then the 51 machine, the Kevin Ludwig-owned car of Clifford Abbott from Perryopolis. Inside of row number 5, Hunkers Harold Hunt in car number 88. Outside, it's Gary Ankrum in car number 21 from Smithfield, PA. The 18 car is normally driven by Scott Aiello. Tonight, that machine is labeled number 18, driven by Patrick Doohan, filling in the Germec Heating and Cooling entry. The last row is made up of Bob Garchek in 44 and Rick Broadwater, last week's feature winner, in car 9. We're about to go green flag racing. The front row electing to bring a very slow start into turn 4. There's the green flag. The slowest start of the season, chosen by Stokes in the 95 and Keller in the 11. Jimmy Stokes out in front. Stokes, 3-time feature winner this season. He told us earlier his goal is 5 wins this year. He got his career first 3 already, and he's holding off the 11 of Victor Keller. The points leader is 3rd, Jeff Giles in car 50, the driver who has won 11 feature events in the Yellow Book Chargers. Battle of Kellers featuring the 1 of Tracy Keller to the outside, battling for 5th. He won on opening night. Inside of him, it's the 13 of Denny Keller. Meanwhile, Jeff Giles, the points leader, takes away the 2nd spot from yet another Keller. How many times will I say Keller during this feature event? Take your guesses now, as the 11 machine of Victor Keller is now back to 3rd, with Jeff Giles up to 2nd. Dan Jordan drives the 32 car in 4th, and then it's another family battle, the 13 and the 1. Denny Keller in 13, Tracy Keller in 1, racing door-to-door down the back straightaway for 5th position. The 13 is the car that Tracy Keller drove to his opening night win. Tracy now driving the number 1, the newest of the racing fleet for the Keller family. Inches separating the family members fighting for the 5th position. This is the best battle on the racetrack, all other cars separated. So we're watching Keller versus Keller down the back straight. This time both the Keller machines drifting way up the banking, allowing Brian Shipp to close in on the battle. Brian Shipp in the 04 car, younger brother to last year's Charger champion Bob Shipp, who we saw in modified competition earlier tonight. The 04 of Brian Shipp making a big move, passing the 13 machine. The Jefferson Hills, Pennsylvania driver Brian Shipp moves into the 6th position, separating the Kellers on the racetrack now and closing in on the 1 of Tracy Keller. We are working lap number 6 of 15. Out of turn 4, the leader heads down the front straightaway with lap traffic moving to his inside. Jimmy Stokes in 95, your leader. Bob Garchak is the 44 car, a dirt track car, competes typically on Saturdays at Pennsylvania Motor Speedway. He's made some starts here at Motordrome, being passed now by the 2nd place car of Jeff Giles, the points leader. Giles had a couple of problems with that race car in his heat race tonight. Stokes out in front from West Newton, Pennsylvania. So far this year, Stokes has 4 heat race wins to complement those 3 feature victories. And now another battle on the speedway, the 11 machine driven by Victor Keller and the 32 of Dan Jordan, racing closer together than the leaders. In turn number 3, the 11 of Keller, just about a 2-car length advantage over Dan Jordan in the 32. Top 2 cars have checked out on this field. Jimmy Stokes making his way around the lapped 91 car, driven by Robbie Hott, another dirt track driver. Former Rick Broadwater car for Hott going a lap down. Jeff Giles will be the next car to approach the 91. Keller and Jordan on the racetrack in 3rd and 4th positions. Slower and lapped cars in front of them. Jordan in the 32 has done very well despite not seeing a checkered flag this season. And the 18, normally driven by Aiello, spins with a substitute driver tonight, Patrick Dewan, all by himself in front of the 3rd and 4th place car, spins out of turn number 2 to the back straightaway. The Germec Heating and Cooling Malibu, normally number 8, tonight it's number 18 for Patrick Dewan to take over. Counting how many times I have said Keller so far here in the tower. Lead battle as close as it's been all race long. Jeff Giles in the 50, Jimmy Stokes in the 95. 3-time winner Stokes, an 11-time winner Giles, who's got the back end hung out in turn 4, sliding car number 50. A pair of Monte Carlos leading the field, 12 laps in the books, 3 to go. Back in third, it's the 11 of Victor Keller. In fourth, it's Dan Jordan of Connellsville, that beautiful Oldsmobile number 32. And then in fifth, second in the standings, Tracy Keller in car 1. Rick Broadwater, last week's feature winner in car 9, as the 13 of Denny Keller to the inside. And Brian Shipp makes contact with Keller down the back straight. Everybody continues in the right direction. Leaders out of turn number 4 this time will receive the white flag. Jimmy Stokes into turn number 1 with about a 4-car length advantage over Jeff Giles. Stokes has had a couple of DNFs to complement his feature wins. It's been a season of high and lows. We have a caution flag, turn 1, the 0-4 of Brian Shipp. This sets up a green flag, white flag, checkered flag finish. Jimmy Stokes right now probably cannot believe it, as he opened up a 4 or 5 car length advantage over 11-time winner Jeff Giles, and now they will restart nose to tail. Giles looks to the inside and nearly makes contact. Stokes again tries the slow start, but with the green flag in the air, he's fair game for the rest of the field. Giles made light contact to the inside rear, and meanwhile the battle for third is Dan Jordan to the inside. The 32, the Oldsmobile to the inside of the 11 of Victor Keller. White flag now in the air will extend the race by 1 lap, so that we can go 2 consecutive green flag laps to decide the winner of tonight's Yellow Book Charger main event. It's the final lap, and the car length separation is less than 2 for Jeff Giles, the points leader. Jimmy Stokes into turn 3. It could be a 4th win. Giles dirt tracking the back end of the 50 car. He won't be able to challenge Jimmy Stokes with another checkered flag. Ladies and gentlemen, Jimmy Stokes. Now, this is your 4th victory lane ceremony. So far, you've danced on the roof, you've showered us all with water, you cut your finger open in your last celebration in victory lane. Tonight, a dance with the checkered flag. You told us your goal is 5 feature wins. Looks like you got a good shot to make it.
We're going to get it. I had to win this one for my dad. Came in from Gary, Indiana for this race. He's a big stock car driver from the South Park days in Heidelberg. He's been a champion stock car driver all his life, and that's how I learned how to drive. For that man right there, right here, my dad.
He certainly taught you very well. Tonight, again, you had the best of them behind you. Jeff Giles in car 50, the points leader. He didn't have anything to say about this. You guys have battled all season long, and tonight your car was far superior.
And Jeff will be over at my house tomorrow for a picnic we're having, too. We're best of friends off the track. He's a good guy. They run you clean. All these guys in this class pretty much run you clean. They're good drivers, everybody.
Now, you and Jeff stopped on the back straight there before that last restart.
I thought Jeff bumped me in the back, and I was just wondering what was going on. That's all. Give me a little tap. But it was nothing. We shouldn't have done that, but I guess, happens.
It does happen indeed, and also wins keep happening as a result of your sponsors and crew.
Right. Oh, yeah, I got to thank Harmony Auto Parts. Mike Bacalon without Mike Bacalon working on my car this week, I probably wouldn't even be here. And then Adam Kostelnik, of course, give me a lot of help, too. But I got Fast Freddie Schmidt. He's my pit crew with Ron Crotch. And my mom's here, and other than that, my sponsors, Stan's Transmissions and Harmony Auto Parts, Cars by Dave, and Complete Car Care.
Congratulations. Another round of applause for Jimmy Stokes, Yellow Book Charger feature winner. They head into turn number 1 or turn number 3. Continuing the lineup, it's Roger Bryan from right here in Smithton driving car number 12. The 28 is Larry Vance, a one-time feature winner. The 51 is Kevin Ludwig. 34 starting scratch. It's last week's feature winner, Aaron Minjock. Jim Connolly Miley drives the number 9 3 wide into turn 1. We were almost 4 wide. Still Minjok and Oldham making Giles the meat of a sandwich, while Richie Miller in the 87 fell back just a spot or two and now battles to the inside of Oldham. Early leader is Ed Deneen with Aaron Minjok, last week's feature winner, from last to second in 1 lap in car 34. Aaron Minjok drops 1 wheel off the pavement, challenging Ed Deneen very quickly in this event. Top 3 cars, all Chevrolet Cavaliers. Automatic transmissions mandated for competition in this division. An affordable way to move from the grandstands to the Speedway and compete with the Advance Auto Parts American Flyers division. Deneen out in front, Minjok in second, Miller in third. Top 3 drivers on the Speedway, all feature winners this season. Further back, the action is heating up. We have Bill Oldham and then a cluster of 4 cars. Larry Vance in car 28, a feature winner. Roger Bryan in the 12, the 05 of Andy Giles, and the 9 of Jim Connolly from Pittsburgh. Connolly's only made a couple of starts with us this season. He's in the thick of that 4-car battle with Vance prevailing out to the 5th position. And look at the lead. We've got a challenge up front, headed down the back straight. Ed Deneen in car 16. So many times this year he has looked untouchable. But both Aaron Minjok, last week's winner, and the rookie Richie Miller have closed in on Deneen to make a 3-car fight at the front. 4 laps down and 4 to go as the crossed flags indicate halfway. Before this one's over, we might see 3 wide racing for the lead. Miller takes away second from Minjok. Miller, 21 years old, the second-generation driver from Dunbar, Pennsylvania, and Minjok in car 34. He was 5th in the standings last season from Greenock, Pennsylvania. He has 1 heat win to go along with last week's feature victory. Up front, Ed Deneen holds a comfortable points lead. Miller is second by about 38 points in the championship standings to Deneen. That action calming down now up front with Deneen of Wilkinsburg, your leader. Miller of Dunbar, spin turn 4. Bill Oldham in turn 4, driving through the grass. He may be up against the inside retaining wall now. That could necessitate a caution flag with only 2 laps to go. And it does. Oldham has stopped car number 5 off the apron of turn number 4. We will have 2 laps to go when we resume green flag racing. Just a reminder, 2 laps to go with the green flag waving. Ed Deneen, Richie Miller, Aaron Minjok, and now Larry Vance in 4th. The only 4 drivers to collect a feature victory in the Advance Auto Parts American Flyers this season are racing in the top 4. Larry Vance in car number 28. Several weeks that he was not in competition with us. The driver from Murraysville, PA, now up to the 4th spot over Roger Bryan. And at the white flag, Richie Miller has closed in just a bit on your leader. Couple car lengths separating them down the front straight. Miller with no brake light glowing and enough to reach out and touch the rear bumper of Ed Deneen in turn number 2. The brake light, the telltale sign, the rookie giving it all that he's got. Ed Deneen in car 16 opens up a larger lead into turn number 3. And for the 10th time this season, Ed Deneen is a feature winner in the Advance Auto Parts American Flyers. Among those in victory lane, modified racer Gary Scott, who was 2nd in the point standings for much of the season, a crew member for this number 16. He can hear you now. Ed Deneen, ladies and gentlemen. As we talk to you for the 10th time, Ed, what don't we already know about you?
Oh, I don't know, not too much, I guess. It's been good tonight. We had a little trouble last week, but we got it straightened out, and we got a little bit better here. And guys are doing pretty hard. I seen Eric come up around me there on that one. Whoa! And then Richie let me know he was behind me there in that last lap. But it's all good. Guys are driving hard. I'm glad to see Aaron win last week. We helped him get back into the race a couple weeks ago, and I'm glad he got out there and won a race, and we're happy about that. I want to see somebody win, and we're just, coming out here. Got, 5 more races to go or whatever, and we're going to give it our best and try to give these people a show and see what happens.
Of your 10 victories, some of them seem very easy. You started up front tonight, your 11th win. And they were challenging. I mean, we've seen you come from all the way in the back and not feel a challenge to the feature, but boy, tonight they were pouring all over you right to the end.
Yeah, they were. They were really. Them guys got. They've been working on their stuff and getting their cars faster, and they been driving better, and they get their cars working well, and they were on me pretty good. He's pretty good. I heard Aaron come up around me there. I said, oh, where'd he come from? But yeah, it's good. I'm glad these guys got it together, got some faster cars, get out there running, and give some people a show, you know.
Even though you almost got passed for about the first time this year, how about a chance to thank the sponsors that keep this thing up front?
Yeah, I want to thank Advanced Automotive. I want to thank Advanced Auto Parts for sponsoring our class. Thank guys at Motordrome, all the the guys here, the officials. All you guys do a pretty good job here. I want to thank Lamar Kitchens and Metro Construction over there, and Germac Heating and Cooling, Engine Express, Swissville Music, and I want to thank my crew here. Greg here, Bud, he takes care of my car, gets to make sure everything's ready to go before I go, and Sal and even Gary, them guys come out and cheer me on. Even though Gary's not racing, he come out and cheered me on, so we're happy about that.
There it is, an 11th feature win from Ed Deneen in the Advanced Auto Parts American Flyers.